They're the ones who make it happen. They're the ones who get it done. And that's why we shine the spotlight on them on Business for Breakfast. It's time now for the Business Leaders Spotlight on Money Radio.
Oh, it is that time of the week once again, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:35 a.m. We have the unique opportunity to sit down and visit with some of the Valley's business leaders, both men and women, making a huge difference right here in our own backyards and our community. And our next two guests are doing just that with NAWBO. Many of you have heard the term NAWBO. Maybe, I hope you know, it stands for National Association of Women Business Owners. There's a ton of them here in Arizona, and we love spotlighting them on this show. Let me introduce you to two people. First, Rosaria Kane. She is the president of the National Association of Women's Business Owners, and Cindy Major Martinez, public policy chair for NAWBO. Good morning, ladies. How are you? Thank you for coming in and seeing me.
Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for having us.
My favorite thing of the morning, Rosaria asked, "Are you shaking?" And when she walked in, and I thought she thought I was scared, and I wasn't. But then you meant shaking hands.
You should be. Yeah.
I should be. Well, first of all, and I'll start with you, Rosaria. Let's talk a little bit about NAWBO. Been around for a long, long time, and obviously we've featured many of the members of NAWBO on this show over the years. But let's explain to people exactly what this association's all about.
It's an organization of women business owners, and we represent the voice of women business owners. It's the only local chapter that represents women but has a national footprint as well. And we are the face of women business owners and help with everything from networking and creating more prosperity to representing their voices in Washington.
Well, that is very, very important. And Cindy, you are the public policy chair. What is that role? What does that mean?
Well, really what my role is to keep the membership aware of policies that are being put into law that will affect women-owned businesses.
Okay.
So, it's important keeping our ear to the ground right now. There's a big infrastructure bill that passed the passed the Senate yesterday, going to the House. So, yeah, I know. And so, keeping our ear to that and how those bills are going to affect women's businesses and the opportunities that it may create as well.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you the last, I guess it's almost been 18 months now, but during this pandemic, I'm sure you were a very busy person with all the stuff that was being taught from PPE, right, the loans and the different things that were being, thrown out there and help with payrolls. And I'm sure you were extremely busy trying to answer a lot of the questions.
Well, I've just started in this role, but I was trying to answer those questions in my own businesses.
Got it.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Very busy.
Yeah. So maybe I'll go to Rosaria. What was the last 18 months like for NAWBO and trying to deal with this?
We were all quarantining as everyone else was. So what we were doing was kicking out a lot of information on PPP loans, how to be eligible, what to do, how to apply, what they could expect. And the outgoing president, Jean Breeze, was really helpful in creating those opportunities for women business owners, who many of them didn't have a place to turn to. So that's what we did. We went completely virtual, like most organizations through the year, tried to keep active, and now we are ready to get back into the world like everyone else. So that's what we're working with right now and what we've been doing the last year.
I think the women business owner sector, I don't know if that's a good term, but in Arizona, it's pretty robust. I mean, I know a ton of women that own businesses and run very successful businesses. I don't think Arizona's lacking in that. Am I right?
You are correct. 40% of all business owners are women.
Wow, that's
and
awesome.
During the pandemic, and this is actually a national stat, but I don't have the one for Arizona, 1,800 women a day started businesses. So it's been, and the pandemic, from terrible times and challenging times, come great opportunity. And a lot of women took that opportunity to create something where they had control over their own destiny. which is really what business is all about.
We continue our business leader spotlight this morning. If you're just tuning in, you're hearing two voices. That was Rosaria Kane. She is the new president of NAWBO, the National Association of Women Business Owners, and Cindy Major Martinez, public policy chair. By the way, these two women are business owners themselves, obviously. So you do a like marketing ad agency,
Yes.
right? Noodle?
Noodle.
Yep. And your company, ITS?
I have an IT company, and I also do business coaching and consulting.
Very, very cool. So these women know what they're talking about here. I think there's so many different levels of business owners, men or women. My wife is a business owner. She owns her own photography, company. And it's not a this huge conglomerate. It's her taking pictures and, making people happy. But that's still a business owner, and she still has to run her business and make sure everything is the way it needs to be. So you have, small business owners up to people running major, businesses here in Arizona.
Exactly. One of the things that NAWBO is working on nationally is they defined small business through the Small Business Administration, anyone under 500 employees or less.
Right.
And
so
when
that's
the
from
majority,
1 to 499. Right?
Yeah, right. And so what we're pushing for is them to define micro businesses with 50 employees or less.
Got it. And what would that do, though?
What that would do is it would give access to more government contracts, funding.
Got it.
And so it would make a big difference because the smaller businesses aren't having to compete with the much larger small businesses.
No, for sure. Rosaria,
Mark, what you brought up, one-person businesses, they're very important to our country. The other thing, NAWBO welcomes those businesses. So we have one-person businesses and we have very large businesses. Right. And our initiative for this year is really working on diversity, not just ethnicities and ages and all of these things, but also size of business and type of business. So we're really working on adding to the structure of NAWBO in Phoenix and creating more opportunity for everybody.
Oh, I just read, by the way, Cindy, you sold your IT company.
The one I had here, and I still have one that is running back in Washington, D.C.
So a nice thing there is you have the knowledge of what it takes to build and then exit strategy, which is a skill that a lot of business owners don't have.
Yeah.
Am I right in that? That's
it's believe me, you learn a lot on the first one. And
the first one. Well, I wish you best in your future sales opportunities there. Okay, a couple other things. We mentioned NAWBO. You mentioned the group. I want to know maybe more details. Say I have a female business leader listening right now, business owner, has heard of NAWBO, but has never called, inquired, become associated. What's the process?
Well, it's a great way to meet people and to get connected and to know what's going on and how to achieve even more in your business. And so what we do, we have monthly programs. So right now what we're doing to create more diversity, we're doing happy hours every other month at 5. So people that can't make the lunch programs have a time that works for them. And on the off months, we've got speakers that come in and we do a lunch, a lot of networking and connecting that go on. The first speaker is coming September 8th. It's Carrie Lake, who's the former newscaster, as you may remember, from Channel 10.
She's got something going on right now. I forget what it is.
I think she's running for something.
Yeah.
Governor,
By the way,
believe.
Tell Carrie to call me back. She's supposed to come on the show. But
you know what? I'll pass that along.
So you'll mark a call, and she'll say who, and just call him. All right, so that's pretty exciting. Obviously, there's costs involved, but where could they go to find out more? As far as membership and getting involved.
NAWBO.org.
Okay.
And then there's /Phoenix, and you'll be connected to our page, which
so there
has
are
all the
NAWBOs
events
all over the United States.
Yes.
There are, yes.
You mentioned D.C. Is that where you also were?
I was involved as a member in D.C., but I was, prior to moving to D.C. 10 years ago, I was very heavily involved here in Arizona and Phoenix with the NAWBO.
I just went to D.C. this summer, family vacation. It was fun. Took the boys. We went all
Fascinating.
around. Yeah, it was really a little different right now in D.C. than it was the last time I was there, but it was still a very enjoyable day. Well, I tell you what, this is a lot of fun. We love talking about NAWBO. I'd love to, maybe through your marketing ad agency, getting some of the other business leaders on so we can spotlight them and what they do, because I think it's very important to get the word out so people know I'm a big local guy, right? I was born and raised in Arizona. So I am, if you're a business here, you're local, I got your back. That's what this segment's all about. I don't put national owners on. I don't put, big conglomerate. I like the, I don't want to call it mom and pop, but I like the smaller local
That's
Arizona
terrific.
companies. I don't care how big you are, but if you have your roots here in Arizona, let's talk. So
Heritage businesses are really the backbone.
they are, and we try to support them every step of the way, and we support you too and what you are doing, your endeavors. It's awesome, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck. So my thanks to Cindy Major Martinez, Public Policy Chair of the National Association of Women Business Owners, and Rosaria Kane, the President. If you want more information, go to NAWBO, that's NAWBO.org/Phoenix. Spelled out, not PHX, right?
Correct.
Okay, there we go. Anything else? Did I miss anything? Am I still shaking?
That's up to you.
It is up to me. That is our Business Leaders Spotlight on this Wednesday morning. Our special thanks to the two ladies for coming in today.